Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we began searching for our friends with our new airship. And as you can see, we found one. We got Terra back in the party. Thamasa is floating around here, and I don't have anything to make me run fast on right now. Sad as that is, the arsenal. There's not a whole lot we can do here at the moment, but I did want to stop by here for, well, a couple of purchases. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to buy as many as I want, so I'm going to sell some tinctures. That should be enough, hopefully. We want to get up to 3 pearl rods. Now, this is not required at all. Obviously, they can only be equipped by characters that we do not have yet. But I wanted to get them to make my life a little bit easier. You may have heard what I said at the end of the last episode. We're going to see if we can fly around and see if we can find something. Now, finding something is not fun. The reason for that is it's entirely frickin' random. Again. Alright, here's my equipment setup. We have as much damage as conceivably possible on everyone. We're going to want to make use of that. Do not use ice shields. That is a bad idea. The way I have it set up is I have the Minerva, which reduces wind elemental damage on Terra, as well as the Thunder Shield, also doing the same thing on Sabin. Setzer and Edgar do not have anything. I'm flying a little loose on this one. Edgar's going to be in the air most of the time, and Setzer, well, tough luck. Now, the way that this works, a friend of ours is going to be at a random spot on the world map. I think there are, oh god, how many of them are there? There are, I think it's like 2,048 if I remember correctly. No, 4,096. There are 4,096 tiles on the world map. In one of these tiles, randomly, there will be a friend waiting for us. Unfortunately, normally what I do when I get to this point is I turn on fast forward and I just hold it down until I find him. Sadly, the fast forward key doesn't do all that much with Wonderbar on there, so it doesn't help me all that much. It moves slightly faster. And the thing is, doing it like this, where I'm slightly angled, moving just a little bit, I'm not guaranteed to find him this way. Or I could find him and not have to cut. Okay, Doom Gaze! Starts with level 5 Doom. Do not be susceptible to level 5 Doom. Start with that, start with jump, morph, and we're gonna break pearl rods. The reason we want to break pearl rods is because it goes through this guy's barrier, and he has a barrier. Alright, we're gonna break another pearl rod here. 55,500. 55,555 HP. Absorbs ice and poison, weak to fire and pearl, has auto float, shell, and safe. We want to break pearl rods so we can end this fight as soon as possible. And I don't even think I needed to have Terra Morph for this fight, but I might as well show it off. This is pretty much the absolute most damage we could conceivably do at this point in the game. And I'm just hoping it's enough to finish this off really, really quickly. Because if you do not kill him, he will run away. And I had actually planned, I equipped Setzer with Carbuncle. I was going to cast that, but I just wanted to get as much damage in as possible. He will always start off the fight with level 5. I did it! I did it! One thing of note, he is susceptible to Vanish and X-Zone, but X-Zone, like Gauze Snare, delays his final move. His final move is to give you this. If you use Vanish and X-Zone on him, you will miss out on fucking Bahamut, and you do not want to miss out on Bahamut. Whew, okay, we did it. Okay. I am so surprised that that went over as well as it did. I expected that to take forever. What happens is, I think we're going to Narshe next. I'm just going to sit down for a second. I am so stoked that that actually worked. So he's got auto shell. So any of the magical damage that we deal to him will be reduced by shell. But when you break a rod, it's barrier piercing, so it does lots and lots and lots of damage to that guy. If you don't deal enough damage to him, he always starts off with level 5 Doom, and then after that, he has a 60% chance or a 66% chance of running away from the fight. When he does that, he will be at another random tile on the world map that is also invisible, and you'll have to go and try and find him again, and it takes bloody forever. So my strategy is to deal as much damage as conceivably possible, as fast as possible, to take him down so he doesn't do that. You can use Vanish Doom on him if you want to cheese the fight and not have to deal with that. I decided not to. Things went extremely well for me there. Other than that, he can use his normal attack, Ice 3, Doom, Arrow, level 5 Doom, and then the obvious Run Away. So Ice 3, most of our characters were protected with flame shields. Doom, I originally brought Setzer along to cast Carbuncle to block that, to bounce it back so it wouldn't hit us. Arrow would have only been protected on characters such as Sabin with the Thunder Shield and Terra with the Minerva. Minerva is so good. And yeah, don't be a level multiple of 5. Otherwise, this is a bad time. Also, you can see I have no money left, which is fine because the next like 6 areas we're going to are dungeons. So let's do the things. Oh yeah, I should show off Bahamut. Terra is going to work on Fenrir up first. We want to learn X Zone. That's going to be very helpful. Where the bloody hell is Bahamut? Down here. Cuts through magic defenses. We can learn Flare. Flare is a nice spell. It pierces barriers. Doesn't pierce Reflect. Nice to have that. But yeah, Terra's going to be working on a couple of spells going forward. Whew. Wow, that went so well. Let's switch up my setup just a little bit. Setzer, you do not need all those things. We do need sprint shoes. We have made it to Narshe, and my map is not open. And there are battles in Narshe now. Red Wolf. I'm sure you're on my list somewhere. Let's start by doing some things. Doing some more things. And let's have you use Flash this time. Setzer, Edgar will be doing a mixture of jumping and using his tools. I'll probably set him up to use his tools, actually. So let's see. Red Wolf is on the previous page. There's so many enemies in this area, I had to use 2 pages. It's ridiculous. Where'd he go? I know I wrote it down. Oh yeah, there you go. Level 32. There's absolutely nothing special about those guys. No weaknesses, no absorptions, no nullifications, no status that you need to worry about. You cannot hit them with instant death. Sounds like fun. So we're going to pull this off of him for the moment. I'm actually going to remove the hero ring on you and give you earrings, and I'm going to give you that hero ring. And the Dragon Horn is useless without the Dragoon Boots, so I think I'm going to give you the Dragoon Boots just so you can do a normal jump if need be. And I should probably heal after all of the damage I took. Oops, nope. Over the last handful of fights. Namely from Doomgaze. Yo, is this Lone Wolf? What are you doing here? Doesn't matter, really. Nothing left, anyway. Only one Moogle still around, and only a treasure hunter could pick that lock. Hey! That tells me I need to find Locke. Thing is, all the doors are locked. We can't get in any of the doors at this point. And I'm so going the wrong way. Let's decide to go backward and take the secret entrance. I believe the beginner's area is still open. Yeah, we want to go this way, and I want my timer to actually be counting. That would be beneficial. Into the mines, we find mag rotors, 2 different varieties, and I got back attack. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's set up Sabin to do some things. Let's have you do some things. And we'll set up Flash there while I take a look at these guys. They have nothing useful, interesting, or anything. They're both level 32, they can both be MP killed, and they're both susceptible to instant death. So, if you wanted to, you could use Terra to initiate instant death on them with her Doom spell. Once she learns X Zone, which is why I am working on it first, then she'll be able to cast that, and that's pretty much what she'll do going into a number of fights. I need more MP for her. I'm going to have to use Osmos. But then I'll start working on Flare. Palador, Esper we got last time or the time before. It's not great. Haste 2 and Slow 2 are Hastiga and Slowiga from Final Fantasy X and onwards, where it just targets all enemies or all allies. It's alright. There are very rare situations where I will use either, so they're definitely not a high priority. Anyway, let us continue moving on up here. Now, one thing I've kept trying to go over and kept getting distracted by everything going either really well or really bad. Sabin. Blitz. Bum Rush. You would think it's physical? It's magical. This is why we've been building up his magical stat the whole game. In addition to the fact that, you know, Hadouken and Fire Dance and the thing we get here is all, like, pretty much this entire half of his abilities are all fantastic. They're all magical based and they are fantastic. Earrings boost Bum Rush's damage. Use Bum Rush, use Earrings. They are so good. Anyway, I am completely getting off topic. Let's go and do the things. I think we go up here, right? Yes. More enemies! Test Rider! We already fought this guy in the place. And he's gone. Test Rider is on the other page. Test Rider is weak to poison. You can MP kill him. He's level 32. If I remember, he doesn't have a lot of MP, so you could probably either 1 or 2 shot him. Sets for learned X Zone. I realized he was really close, so I just swapped things around so that he could finish working on that. Now we're going to swap Terra to work on that, and if I wanted him to know lots of spells, I would work on Flare for him, but I really don't care, so I'm not going to bother. Who's the next one to level? 7. Alright, he can get Zone Seek right now then, so I don't have to try and remember that. Alright, in we go. Now, you remember we were here long time ago. Hey, 2 new enemies. The enemies around here can be a little iffy. One sec here. We have, what was it, Wizard? Wizard. I know one of the enemies around here is not weak to fire. So we had Wizard, who are weak to Bolt and Poison. They can use Zombie, level 32. And those other guys, the Psychots, are level 32. They're weak to Ice. They absorb fire. They use Osmos and Life Saver. So you may want to use your, whatever it is, the, so not fire. You may want to use your Gaia Gears here. Let's use a level 2 Ice Spell. And let's have you go for the Flash. There we go. Well, there's mute on someone who doesn't cast spells, so that's fine. There we go. The experience here isn't great or anything like that. You don't have to avoid any security things anymore. The wizards can, I believe, use Osmos. Maybe they can use Osmos as well, and I just didn't write it down. They can use Zombie, which isn't good. You can use Fire Dance on them. It seems they counter with the Mute spell, or no, they just randomly cast the Mute spell. You may want to protect your characters against that. Go. Hey, you're not allowed to still be alive. But yeah, we could use some of the additional magic points around here. Alright, like I said, we've been here before. Yes, we have been here, and I've said it multiple times. Going down isn't what we want to do quite yet. Anyway, now that we're back, we finally get the best reward for getting these. An elixir. Getting stuck on the stairs. And what else? A pod bracelet that's kind of crap. Okay, whatever. Okay, we're back, and I just decided to make my way all the way back up to the stairway that we went past earlier, because a whole bunch of battles in between then and now. Okay. We were told there was one left. Thought you're all feeding the worms. Yo, it's the Slam Dancing Moogle. If you, hey, we could use some Sasquatch muscle. Besides, he'd be helpless here without you. We saw something weird earlier in the game, and we heard that there was a Sasquatch and a Moogle around here. Somewhere in the mines. Once we find him, I'll order him to join us. But yeah, regardless of whether you decided to recruit Mog earlier in the game or not, he will be here. Behind him is Malulu's charm, or the Moogle charm. Malugu, or I think they gave it a different name. Marolu or something? I don't know. They gave it a different name. It's one of the Kupo NPCs that we ran into earlier in the game. The ones, I guess technically we used them, but apparently it's supposed to be Mog's girlfriend? Whatever. He's the only Moogle left. The Moogle charm is only he can equip it, and it is one of the most valuable accessories in the entire game. We waited all game long for this to finally become a ribbon, and I'm going to drop down here. I'm going to make my way out of the caves here. Okay, on the way out, we found a new enemy, Mastodon, and in the meantime, I leveled up with Sabin. We learned something new. That new thing is Airblade. Airblade is absolutely fantastic. So let's use it. And that's it. Mastodon is weak to fire and has autosave level 32. You'll notice a lot of the enemies are level 32 around here. If you did things in a different order and found yourself a monster-based mage, like an old man, then you would have access to level 4 Flare, which would do really well in there. Anyway, I'm going to put Mog in my party, and we're going to head back into Narshe. And we're back in Narshe, and you'll notice something as we progress up here. Now that we have Mog, we have no more fear of monsters. And the reason why we have no fear of monsters at all is the same thing that we just got right behind Mog. Mog is a very nice guy, and he comes, or at least if you find the hidden item behind him, he comes with the Moogle charm, which eliminates all random battles. He's the only one who can equip it, and it is absolutely fan-frickin-tastic. I'm not going to use it the whole time because, well, that would be kind of cheap, but do note that it's here. And also, like Edgar, he is a Dragoon more often than he is going to be a dancer now. Sadly, he doesn't have a very good armor he can equip right now. That is a temporary setback for him. And the powerful thing about that Moogle Charm is you can take it and go to a lot of areas that you're not really supposed to go to quite yet. And hello, who are you? Let's go turn this guy into a joke. This is the Ice Dragon. Not only does he look tiny, well, the strategy required isn't too substantial either. Now, if you're smart, you have protection against ice elemental attacks. You're fighting a frickin' ice dragon in the snowfield. That makes sense. If you're like me and have access to a walkthrough, you know that certain things shouldn't be possible, but are. Come on, devs. You made him susceptible to Berserk. Do I even have to explain how easy the rest of this fight is? You could come here at level 1 and win this fight. He is susceptible to Berserk, you cast Phantom, and the battle is over. He is weak to fire, as you might suspect. He does not even deserve a morph command. Not happening. Alright, level 74, 24,400 HP. Weak to fire, absorbs ice. He can use Surge, Northern Cross, and Absolute Zero on the party. Not that that matters. Really wish devs wouldn't do this. Like, it's always nice to find a cool strategy, but don't make bosses susceptible to things that make it so it's extremely obvious how you're supposed to beat them. He is also susceptible to Mute, and Muddle, and Slow, not that that matters, but... yeah, well, that's a thing. And for doing a battle out here on the snow, we master our final dance, and we get a Force Shield, one of the best shields in the entire game. That was the first of the 8 legendary dragons that were unleashed once the world was torn asunder. I need to remove Phantom off you, because you don't need that. Nope, I need it off. Thank you very much. Okay. So, yeah, you can run into combat here, I think. It's just kind of rare. Speaking of rare, more wizards. I will show this fight because the wizards are somewhat interesting. Let's do the snowman dance thing. Hey, you get snare? Cool. It doesn't work on them. It's a thing. Now, the interesting aspect to... stop killing all my banish status. The interesting aspect to these guys is, well, they have a common steel of 1 elemental rod. I think it's a thunder rod. A rare steel of another elemental rod. And a rare drop of a 3rd elemental rod. So you can get some rods from them. I believe fire rod is the drop because I've gotten a couple of them so far. I am going to use a tent because I am low on MP. Okay, all saved and healed up here. And let's head on up here. This is where we found Mog the first time around. Now, I've had so many interruptions, I don't remember if I said this, but if you brought 3 party members to come recruit Mog, speaking of where we recruited him before, but if you came into the caves this time around and recruited Mog and only had 3 party members, he would have joined instantly. I needed to go back out to reset everything up anyway, but that's besides the point. Ah, the Esper's still here. Not what I expected. Tri-Talk, 30,000 HP. Now, you would think that this would be a difficult fight. He's weak to fire, absorbs ice, nullifies everything else. You would think that this might be somewhat difficult. We're fighting, you know, a powerful Esper. It can use Rasp, which is annoying. So we're going to prevent him from doing that by casting Carbuncle. And hopefully he doesn't do too many of those in the meantime. He has a chance of doing it as a counter, so we want to make sure we protect everybody from that. So here's Bum Rush. There's not really anything too much else to this fight. He uses Ice 3 and Cold Dust. This inflicts the Frozen status. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about that. Do you have access to fire? You have fire 2. I'm just going to cast it on him because he'll die if I do that. So, Scrub trying to get Sabin back. Oh, he didn't quite die. Now he's dead. Yeah, there are 3 bosses in this area. They are all weak to fire. They all use ice. They all are extremely easy to destroy. And there's nothing challenging about them in the slightest. Narshe really isn't a difficult area at all. We have Ice Shields equipped, so we're learning level 2 spells. Mog learned Life, Mog learned Ice 2, don't care. Here's the thing. I don't know what this is. Is this a 2-headed dragon? Is the red on the left side another dragon head, and then the other one kind of looks like a duck? Is that what this is? I don't know what this is. Also, randomly, it talks. Now, I'm going to read a quote off of the walkthrough I've been following, one of them anyway. As soon as you defeat Tritalk, he starts talking. Blast! You could have done that earlier and saved us a lot of trouble. You know, Terra, you're half Esper. The Empire is evil, and they abused you, so go side with the Returners. Here's my Magicite. It teaches level 3 spells. And fry anything in your path. Good luck. Oh, and don't stick Skittles up your nose. Random one-liners aside, he's not wrong. If this Esper could talk all along, then half the game doesn't even need to happen. Anyway, he was stuck in a prison of ice. Yeah, that's fine. Since war and destruction, could that stupid war possibly have lasted 1,000 years? Foolish, unending war. I can tell you want to put a stop to the madness. Let's see if you are worthy. And as I alluded to with that quote, we get the Magicite Tritalk. And something else happens. The Magicite Tritalk teaches level 3 elemental spells and gives us a second Magicite that gives magic +2. It's almost more important so I don't have to switch things as often. Tritalk is very well worth picking up, and you're going to spend a long time learning those spells. Terra will start working on it as soon as she's done with Bahamut. Anyway, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, we find out where this thing that has just fallen off the side of the cliff leads to. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.